Hello, and thank you for joining our Fireside chats at the European Cardano community. This is our little series, Intentionally Random, where Bjarne and I explore the realms of Cardano from stake pool operators' perspectives. Bjarne's pool has been with Cardano since ITN, and I joined with my pool in late 2022. So when we talk, then he is the Cardano OG, while I am an entrepreneurial new joiner. By the way, I am Marcus, one of the core team members of the European Cardano community. And if you like what we are doing, please consider supporting our individual projects and, of course, Bjarne's tech stake pool. At time of this recording, these are Davide's Rookies game, Ricardo's Web3 user group, and my birth stake pool connected to Larissa Health. You will find the links to our guests and our projects below the video. Now hit the notification bell, give us a thumbs up, and enjoy this session.
Hello.
Now I hear you.
Yay. Something going on with the Zoom app on Linux, because every time I try to join, I'm not allowed to unmute myself.
Okay, that's strange. Zoom does its own things, but my network is terrible at the moment as well. I had to restart everything, as I wrote you. So, and do that while you are upgrading your nodes. Oh no! Unfortunately, the tunnel remains stable, but everything else, I was riding with Uptime Robot, which is monitoring the status of the node, and somehow the maintenance checkbox did not go through. So now it looks like as if the node was down and not into maintenance, but we have an uptime of nearly 100%. And I was writing them, and all of a sudden the window went away again, the communication window, and then you're in the middle of the communication and you see through your emails, hey, are you still with us? It's like, yeah, I'm typing with you at the moment. So yeah.
Are you running your setup through a VPN?
No.
You said tunnel, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's a VPN.
No. I don't do that. I do everything like easy going that way. I mean, if you have the rest set up fine, you don't necessarily need VPN. And I don't believe in VPN so much. I mean, it's good if you want to do the Netflix thingy, right? But everything else, most of the VPNs, I mean, at least the regular providers, it's exactly the same as routing it.
No, I was more. No, I'm like the same with you, like the VPN, like cloud services, not so much, but setting up your own VPN with WireGuard, that's top notch, and I use it a lot for work because usually I deploy a bunch of prototypes all around the world with a Raspberry Pi inside, and I would like to have remote access. So if you set up a cloud computer with a WireGuard server and then make all your little Raspberry Pis connect to the server, you are able to SSH back into them and take control and update software. And I actually been thinking about doing this for my for tech pool infrastructure as well, because I think it's safer, because then you can basically close all ports and just set a firewall on them and only have one open, and that would be the WireGuard port.
If you describe it like that, then I use basically a VPN into our network, a server network. I have a server for that I'm using, and I'm proxying through that as well. Yeah. I do that as well, but not like the general I surf the internet via VPN thingy. No, I don't do that.
No, it's not necessary if you use like the NordVPN or something.
Yeah. How are you? How was your travels? I mean, they've been quite long. Are you back or just hopping?
No, I had a 2 weeks holiday, just driving around in Norway. So I live in Trondheim. So I drove around the 2,000 kilometers in total in 2 weeks, down to Oslo, visiting friends, and down to Kristiansand, visiting friends and family, Stavanger, and then back up again.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really nice, varied. Did some skydiving, did some hiking,
Oh yeah, you
hang out with my nieces and nephews. Yeah, so it's quite nice. And you?
Oh yeah, we as you remember, we had the move, the finalization.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still living partly out of the box as a lot of things have been done. Last month has been excruciating. It's been
Ah,
I spent less time with the family than I intended to. I usually have somewhat of a summer break because currently we have summer break for the kids here, and I want to spend time with it. But then everybody at EU Cardano was in summer break too, and somebody had to keep it up running, and at the same time onboarding new team members, and then dealing with the catalyst thingy. So that took a lot more of my private time away than I thought.
yeah.
The other end with as I told you already, with F12 not being funded now, we are doing a strategy meeting today. I have a good strategy, I think, for setting up everything and to keep the things probably running well until F13. I have to confirm with the team if they are up for it, and yeah, let's see. So that's one part, and then obviously I have to think or thought about the strategies of my own projects and propelling them forward. So I'm doing good on both of these ends now, feeling good. So yeah, I'm glad about the stress that has been happening over there. And I took on a new position as well, in a scientific group as a head of finance. Didn't make it public yet, but so looking forward to
Oh,
that.
well, congratulations.
Yeah, it's a part-time thingy, right? So
Yeah.
serving the things as a more as an advisory position, being there and checking. So that's cool. And diving deeper into the midwifery stuff again, that feels good. And I think I'm good on the edge at the moment. I've went into EIDAS groups, the working groups for the EU wallet. That feels good again. And all the identity groups I'm reconnecting with, freeing up time that was yeah, kept up from the move and with the work on the community. I feel like coming back again into my lane. So all overall is good. And now seeing
That's
the
good to hear.
node upgrade 9.1 happening yesterday, I started fiddling. I don't know about you, but I started fiddling around with the G Live view. And I was like, no, it's asking for the Conway file. Okay, how do I get rid of that? Can get it started. And this morning, I think it was 3 o'clock or so ish. I went back to the computer and I said, okay, let's get it on. You got to get it through for today. And then I saw that Intersect has pushed the new node version. I was like, oh gracious, I'm so happy for that. So I upgraded immediately, and it works now. So now
Wait, you had issues with the Conway Genesis file?
it was, I mean, in for 9.0, it's been taken away out of the config. It's been taken away out of the config JSON. And because I just said, yeah, we listened to the community, so we removed it away. And with 9.1, it got been added back because apparently now it's either fixed or it is properly being set up. Because that was
Yeah, they have added the constitution members to the Genesis file.
yeah.
So if you open it and go all the way to the bottom, you will see some new addresses there.
Okay, cool. I'll do that.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, I have always had the Conway Genesis file in my config, but I don't think it really matters because they haven't done the hard fork yet.
Yeah, it was, they explicitly said it was removed in the config, so I went with it. I said,
Yeah.
okay, let's
Well,
go with it, right? Let's go with the recommendation.
When I update my nodes, I don't update the config file unless I have to. Because if I keep downloading their config file, then I would have to modify it so my logs doesn't get flooded with all kinds of stuff. For example, on my relay node, I don't want it to trace mempool because it uses a lot of memory, and I want to keep my relay as cheap as possible because it's running on a cloud server and it's a Norwegian one, so it's quite expensive. So I try to just keep that as simple as possible. So if I were to constantly pull intersect the config file, I would also all the time I have to rewrite it for my needs.
Got you. Yeah, I'm using the diff, there's a diff tool online, and I'm using that with the public configurations. Let me see. Oh, it's literally called diff checker.
Oh,
yeah, it's nice. So you have the original and the changed one, and then you can check it. You could even merge it, but that's unnecessary. So usually then you see 3-4 lines that you need to exchange, and between 9.0 and 9.1 there was not much of a change. It was just the
probably
hash.
just the hash and
So that was okay. Yeah, and I've been thinking about what you've been saying and about our last conversations regarding the DREP, and I've been on Cardano over coffee, and I think maybe from a business point of view and from a fairness point of view, I should go into the DREP thingy as well. I mean, you can set it up pretty easily to say, hey, dear delegators, what is your opinion, what you want, right? And then you just follow that. I mean, that's okay with it.
Yeah. No, I see there are different opinions on this matter, and honestly, I'm not sure yet. But I think by default, I will just delegate to someone. And if I disagree or find some, I don't find kind of my DREP, then I will probably just make my own. And it might start the DREP as private, and you could always make it public by adding the proper metadata later if I want to.
But keeping the options open for the delegators, I think, is the right thing to do. So and
it's always something you can do later on anyway. So I guess I would just see, and also if my delegators would like me to become a DREP, then I could definitely consider it.
It's not going to be my main profession, never.
No. Well, yeah. Now we also have to see if the DREP is going to get compensated in the future, because now by default the DREP is not, but they are discussing different solutions. And I was at the DREP workshop in Oslo 3 weeks ago, and we actually discussed I think it was 4 possible different ways to reward the DREP. So it's going to be exciting to see what kind of solution they will land on. But it's basically if I remember correctly, it's basically one of the suggestions is to reward the DREP in terms of stake delegated, much like the staking pool. Another variant is that you only reward the top N delegators, where N could be like 100 maybe. So only if you're like a top delegated to, you will get rewards. Or there's a combination that, for example, all the delegators will get some reward proportional to the stake, but if you are a top 100 one, you will get like a bonus extra 100 ADA or 500 ADA or something like that. So
what speaks for number 2, like rewarding the highest stake, basically the biggest delegated? What speak for that? That's like super centralization, no?
No, it incentivizes competition, I would say, because then you would have the D-reps below would kind of fight for resources to get up to the top end delegators, while the delegators that are on top would be kind of fighting to stay there.
Which would mean taking away small discussion groups, removing them from the field. Because, for example, let's use your Discord. Your Discord community is quite active. It's quite you know everybody you're talking to, and you getting along with each other because you've gotten used to each other, and you're not afraid to say anything. Like everybody in the group is rather open. If you now move away from that, right, then you destroy those tiny groups of trust. And I mean, that's my opinion. And you wouldn't change the kind of you wouldn't change the total voting power. You wouldn't change that in the end. You would just get a more diverse picture or distribution, better said, of results that then ultimately could lead to a different result, total result.
I think the thought process about this alternative is that there's a finite amount of ADA that could be distributed. So if you're going to reward all the D-reps, it's going to take more out of the treasury.
Of course.
And this will drain it way quicker. So there's a limitation, and you also want to reward the serious D-reps that really have the best of the protocol in mind.
Yeah.
And also a D-rep could also be like a smart contract. So for example, if I want to be a D-rep, what I could do is set up a smart contract, and then this would involve me and my top active delegators, for example, and we could represent the D-rep. Where also when the reward comes, we get it will automatically get split between the participants in the smart contract. So the system is super flexible, and it also incentivizes like tiny groups, like you talked about now.
How much time do you expect to be evolved into the D-rep activity? I mean, if you want to do that as a full profession, I see that point. But
yeah, I don't.
Do you think there will be so many votes? Like we're speaking about one vote a month or so, right?
So I think like the parameter for coming with a suggestion for anyone can kind of come with a suggestion for parameter change requires a deposit of 100,000 ADA. So I don't imagine seeing many proposals, which again means for a D-rep it might not be much work, which again means it won't be a good pay.
That's what I mean.
So
right?
But hey, it depends though. For me and you, living in Germany and Norway, it wouldn't be enough. That's for sure. That I'm quite sure of. But maybe for someone in Africa or India, I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe.
But do you really
Because
believe that they get the power? I don't believe that. As of now, I haven't seen anything in that direction. As of now, those
I
people
think
who
like
are
for
power,
example the Japanese community is huge,
yes,
but I don't see them in my feed because I don't tend to follow people on X that only write in their native languages because I don't understand
true,
anyway.
true.
So it might be the same for the African community. There might be also the case for India. That there is actually it's a good community there, but we don't see it. And
I
they
would
will
say,
also have a followers base, and they could
yeah,
definitely become a hero.
yeah, but look at the stake pools. How many of the big ones are from Africa? And I would dare to say
Yeah.
transfer that because that's where the money is, and that's where you get the most activity from. And these people are more vocal, they are more present, right? You see
Mm.
the guys from Ghana, Goma, making great workshops all the time. Still, um, still, most Twitter, most crypto Cardano Twitter is following the general European, American, and some of the Japanese operators. So
Mm.
I don't see that. But
Well,
yeah,
Cardano is going to last for hundreds of years, so who knows?
yeah.
Maybe it changes.
When the temperature
It's
changes and everybody has to move to the south, then we're gonna have
no.
those.
They say Africa is going to be the new China, and I really believe that. The population just has to be stimulated with education, and they will grow. They have the numbers, they have the resources. Who knows?
We still wait to see
Uh,
that. I know you have
yeah.
to leave in a minute, but we yet have to see that with China being the new World Bank for Africa. I'm not so sure about that if that Africa will actually rise that fast as we hope it will do. So yeah, but I'm
Time.
crossing my fingers for that.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. Thank you.
Definitely.
Great again.
Thank
Great as
you.
well.
Yeah.
Have a great afternoon.
Yeah, you too. Bye.